huge shout out to Shoddy Smile. It started as a simple idea. Produce 1 million liters of oil in a single calendar year. No shortcuts, no handouts, just me, a line of credit, and a stretch of land here in Ray County, Missouri. The rules are simple. I've got 10 years to build an operation capable of doing the impossible. The first few months, I can't plant, I can't build. I can only take contracts. How well I do determines everything. My budget, my line of credit, and how far this dream can go. To hit the goal, I'll need 18 oil factories and more than 2 million liters of crops. Canola, sunflower, or even rice, we'll see. But there's a catch. If my net worth ever drops below zero, it's over. The bank freezes me out and I am forced to sell to stay alive. So here in Ray County, it's not just about farming anymore. It's about building an empire 1 liter at a time. This is the 1 million liter oil challenge. We are so delighted to be back on the oil challenge and in Ray County. Oh boy, we're gonna give a huge shout out to Shoddy Smile that reached out to me and helped me out. Well, a lot of you have been following me along with my journey in getting into modding, so I'm going to show you what we had to do to fix it. All right, we'll try to zoom in so you can see it pretty good. First, in the mod description XML, I did bump this to 1.0.0.2. I also updated the description version, or the descript version up here, to 97. So you'll need to extract this file, or extract the zip file to make these changes. You can rezip it or you can leave it unzipped if you're playing solo. If you're playing on a server, you will need to rezip it. But I'm using Visual Studio Code, so I can see the i3D file, the map.i3D, as a like XML. So in here, we're just gonna search for terrain shader, and this is the value that needs to be in there. It needs to be $data/shaders/terrain shader.xml. Prior to that, this change, it was config/shader XML. So over here in the config directory, there is a terrain shader XML that's not compatible with the game anymore. Thank you, Shoddy Smile. We're back. We're gonna get going with February here. I did finish all of the mulching last, before we started recording, so it should be done over there. We do have the New Holland back at home, but we do have the John Deere over here at the shop because we're gonna do a little upgrade to the John Deere to start today. We are gonna go all the way up to 234 horsepower on it and spend $33,000 on that. I think it's worth it today. So that feels much better, getting a little horsepower boost here, and we'll have to connect back up to our front loader there and get stuck on a pallet fork. Well, in my disarray of not knowing if we're gonna be able to get back on this map, but I did learn a little bit about what's going on behind the scenes. I thought I made that adjustment to test it out yesterday. It's only been a day, guys. I was stressed, and I did do that video on the More Farming Sim SWU channel, a new podcast about it. It just was raw emotions, and we're gonna share it. But let's get into today's episode. We do need to get to March. I think we are gonna plant soybeans, so we'll have to double check if that's March or April. But I think we're gonna skip peas this year because of what we're seeing in the dryer with the soybeans. Just an insane amount of money we're gonna make. We saw last episode it's gonna be about 600,000. Let's take a look at time saving stock check to remind ourselves. Yeah, 688,000 if it hits the peak price in July or late June. And let's look at the calendar now, just to refresh ourselves. Soybeans are April, so we're gonna get all the way to April. And I think what I kind of want to do, let's look at the state of these fields though. So we do have our canola growing in field 6 and 21, so 19 and 18. We're not going to crop rotate. We're going to go straight back into it with soybeans. But let's look at the fertilization states here. We have no fertilization. So I think what I want to do is use the spreader, get an application of fertilizer down here in February, and then we'll get to April, get that second application of fertilizer. And I was debating spending a little bit of cash on, do we have more fertilizer? We might in these bad boys. I was thinking about spending a little bit of money on some weed control instead of using the weeder. And I think we just get done a lot faster with a spreader, but we're gonna get some fertilizer delivered today. I'm gonna grab 3,000. I have no idea how much we're gonna need. I said spreader, I meant sprayer. So I wanna find a sprayer that we can use and one that has a pretty good width would be nice, because these fields are getting big, and running a weeder on it, even though it's a big weeder, just seems a little more time consuming. You know, a lot of the times I do like to use the natural way of getting rid of the weeds in here instead of using chemicals, but sometimes we also want to move a little bit faster, so we'll break that trend. We haven't used a spreader and herbicide in a long time on the channel, so I think we're going to get back to that. And eventually I do want to get the see and spray to handle it. Let's do the big field first. Boy, it's been a little over a week since I've touched this game now, so excited to get back into it. I don't know if anyone's checking out our Anno series over on the Socks Way Up channel. Having fun with that, starting to feel like I'm getting my understanding of the game under control now to really enjoy it, and it's a blast. So we'll do 2 headlands just because that seems to be a good setup here on this field. But we are going to get a beautiful state here of fertilizer since we did mulching before. So just a great combination here of what that looks like on the field. Fertilization numbers are not dropping too quickly, so that is in our favor. I think we have enough, but you know, like we always say, time will tell. Man, I'm stoked to be back on here. Shoddy Smile, thank you so much. Let's get this done. And we'll complete the first field with 1,400 liters left. I think that will be enough for the other field. It is much smaller. Looking good, though. There's one spot over there. It must have fertilizer on it already. Yeah, it looks like it does. So, looking good. Making some good progress. I mean, this is going to be another $688,000 from these 2 fields. Can't pass it up. Though, we don't know what peas would be on this field. That is a good point. Maybe we'll do one of each. Kind of just think I talked myself into that. And we're going to update this one to be just 1 headland this time around. And I'm going to go ahead and do the end row up here first, but we'll go ahead and turn it on now. Might as well. A little bit of weeds growing in here. I'm not sure why they didn't grow in the one behind us. A little strange, even though we did mulch it. We mulched them both, so I was a little confused why that wasn't happening, but some things in this game I can never figure out. But hopefully we have enough. We could buy more if we need to. We have $44,000. Money's looking good right now. We do have a little bit of a line of credit still, but once June or July comes, we'll definitely get that taken care of and look at expanding at that point. We did talk about getting another field, and I think we're going to get through planting. We'll see how it goes. And done. So what we're going to do is fill up the seeders. We'll do peas. We'll do peas in the big field. I kind of want to know now. We're not quite to the point where we have to really be careful with what we're doing, but peas are going to bring in a ton of money. I'm kind of wondering how much it's going to be on that field now, so we're going to find out. And this field here, we'll do soybeans again, so we can keep getting some of that coming. And yeah, getting enough money to buy that field back there where we're going to start looking at productions. We've gotten a lot of comments about the mod that allows you to upgrade productions, and before we decide if we're going to build 18 or if we're going to build like 9 and have them upgraded twice, or maybe we'll build, I don't know, you can go in 6 times, can't you? Yeah, so we could do 6 and upgrade it 3 times. So maybe we look into that. I just wasn't sure about the cost. If it is something that makes it feel like it's not cheesing and we do spend enough money on the upgrades, then I'm totally down to do that and have less buildings. Having 6 kind of sounds cool because that's still a good amount. Like when I first dreamed up this idea, it was building just a massive production area was kind of the goal there. So that's kind of what we're thinking with that, but we're going to take a little nappy nap here, get some March, plant some peas, and continue on our merry way. We have begun planting peas here in March. We got everything filled up. Not the seeds, though. I'm not sure how much it's going to use. So we're at pretty good capacity. So we'll get through as much as we can with this before we buy some more seeds and try not to get mad at auto steering assist there. Oh, so bad, guys. But Everything's tracking good right now. We're just gonna start cruising around. We'll do 2 headlands here. And I was tempted to get another seeder and put it on the right side, but I think we'll do that next year. We'll fight through this one ourselves and get to that next time. But let's see if we can go a little bit quicker. I mean, 18 would be nice, but it looks like we're getting up to 12. But I'm gonna set this at 18 just in case there's some flat spots that it lets us go that fast. But looking good so far. Fertilizer's down 5% already, so I think we will have to get a little bit more of that. Let's double check that it is applying. Such a bug. It is such a bug that I am going to unload. I disagree with the fact that last month we did fertilizer and we can't add fertilizer now. It's actually something that makes me a little furious, to be completely honest. I don't understand why we can't have things that we had in the past. Yeah, so I'm just gonna set this stuff because I am beyond annoyed right now, guys. We're gonna fill that fertilizer, we're going to empty, and then we're going to switch to the other one and do the same. We will fill unit 1 and empty unit 2. Okay, and I am just going to solve that a different way later on. Okay, so hopefully we don't run out of fuel. I am noticing that we're getting a little low on diesel. I think we'll get through this field today without having to worry about that. And in the morning in April, we can go ahead and top off on some fuel there to make sure we can get through the summer. But we're not far off from harvesting the canola for the first time. I'm not sure why this one's so sharp. It should just be a similar turn as the other ones. But now I'm just kind of nitpicking things. Time to get focused and get done. All right, we've done this multiple times and I messed up. I wanted to pull this down to about 5 meters. And I don't want it to change directions on me though. So we'll just sneak on over to this pass, pick up how we were doing. And I think that will help us avoid overlaps or missing areas, but like we have in the back there. And we'll have a little bit of an overlap. Once we turn around, we'll see how bad it is, but I think that'll be better than missing like we were and driving me nuts. I think this thing needs to get pushed over just a hair farther, and I think that would probably solve the issue, but also decreasing it by 0.3 of a meter will also solve it. So I guess we'll have to turn around again before we see the difference, but just a little overlap there, you can see. No issues at all, though. Let's keep on keeping on. Yeah, just a hair of an overlap, not bad at all. I think this is perfect. I would think so. All right, looks like we got low somehow on one of them with seeds, so we are going to purchase some and have them delivered out here. I think I'd need 2, and we'll put them close because who wants to deal with that? All right, we're back at it. We got what appears to be some seed. Appears, it is. I don't know why I said it that way. We put the rest of the seed on the front loader there. And we're just going to cruise around. We should be able to get this done. We got plenty. Oh, the seed is on the front loader. I was just going to say, I don't know why seed's showing up there, but we do have it all good. Let's double check too, because we never did this. Yeah, it looks, oh, no. Yep, peas everywhere. Perfect. Peas everywhere. We're almost there, guys. We'll get a little bit more action into this playthrough next month. We'll have to do the other application of fertilizer. We'll look for a sprayer for herbicide and plant the soybeans and do all the things. Why was the tractor so dirty in the shop screen? It's not that dirty. Made me feel bad. taking a look at it, it was like the tires were full of mud in there. They're not full of mud. They're fine. I use my sprayer, I swear. Pressure washer. We need to. I use it. Come on, guys. I use it. I do want to kind of close the loop on my little hissy fit I threw about the fertilizer states. My understanding is the field state has to change in order for the second application of fertilizer to be taken. And I just disagree with that. And I believe there was a mod in FS22. I'm going to look for it in FS25 where you can apply both applications of fertilizer at once, like precision farming does it. I don't want to add precision farming back into this playthrough. I just want to have a playthrough without it, and then we're going to go back to it for the next one. But I disagree with that decision. I am a Giants partner, but I'm not going to hold back on these thoughts. I think it was the wrong move. I would love it to go back. By the way my brain translates that, it was February. We put some fertilizer on the ground. That seeped into the soil. The soil's eating it up. The soil loves it. The nutrition of the soil changed during that month. And we're over here dropping seeds in the ground, putting seeds in the ground and more fertilizer down. And it should allow us to do that. I 120% disagree with that decision, like I've said 10 times already in this video. And I'm sorry I threw a hissy fit about it, but instead of complaining about it moving forward, we'll find a mod that replaces it for us so we don't have to worry about it. That is the beauty of the modding community for Farming Simulator. It keeps it alive, it keeps the game fresh, keeps the game exciting. I love you guys, all the modders out there. Thank you so much. We're gonna push the limits here. We are getting low on fuel. We're gonna push it though. I'm gonna try to finish this harvest, then we'll head on over to the co-op and get topped up. But I like the risk factor here. I think we're gonna be able to pull it off. Finally done. We did not run out of fuel. Let's go ahead and get that one lifted. We'll switch and lift that. We'll get this close to the field that we're gonna put the soybeans, and then we're gonna head on over to the co-op and get everything prepped for tomorrow. I'll take a look at the used market, but I don't think there's anything for sprayers. We'll take a gander. I just want to be a brat for one more second. If I would have done fertilizer and mulched in the same month, then I would have been able to do what I wanted to do. That to me is wrong. I get that the mulching would, you know, put the fertilizer deeper into the ground, so it kind of makes sense, but I feel like the month passing is enough time. $376 in diesel. Let's head home. All right, we're gonna try to get this set up. And I think what I want to do is we're going to go 10 meters. And I'm looking at that front. I'm ignoring the back because if we switch to here, it's going to... Oh, maybe it won't. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But then we're going to send the offset... I wish I could just type in here. Over 5. Oh, maybe it doesn't need to go that far. Maybe it needs to go about right there, 2.5, halfway. And then we're going to try to generate a course. Now, I want to see how this is going to work. So we're going to do 4 headlands, 3 headlands. And that should be fine. We'll generate it. And I want to see if they're going to lower both or not. Needs filled. Yeah, I don't care that you think it needs filled. That's unfortunate. We're going to, for free, put in fertilizer there. And I think this might not work, but we'll go ahead and lower that back one, and we're going to switch back to the front one and then hit first waypoint. And did it raise it? Is it planting? I can't tell in this storm. It looks like it is, and hopefully we don't hit any trees. Yeah, that offset might be a little aggressive there, but we're going to see once we get around a headland how that's looking, and I think we'll be good avoiding trees. Okay, let's take a look at the used market just in case something did pop up. Nothing. So these ones are going to need a ton of horsepower, right? I mean, not even going to try that one. This would be sweet to use. And I don't have precision farming enabled, so we're not going to get the See and Spray. So I think this one, 33. We'll go ahead. We're going to adjust this all the way to the 33. We are going to lease it this time, though. We're going to need diesel in here, too. Oh, we had seed. Dork. Yeah, we're absolutely taking liberties today, but that's all right. Let's head on over to the co-op and get some fuel, but I also wanted to see if it was possible to get herbicide from where we're getting the fertilizer. I mean, they're flying. Why are they able to go so much faster than we were? Weird. I'm not going to complain, but it seems like We're just overlapped a little extra than we wanted, but we're going to get it done. All right, getting some more diesel. Yeah, 700 bucks. We pulled away a little too soon there, but this one definitely seems to hold a lot more diesel than the other tractor. Now, this looks like it's just going to be solid materials, so yeah, that's kind of what I figured. But let's look around a little bit. That looks like a lime dispenser there. I don't know if herbicide's a thing that we're going to get over here. Maybe this one doesn't open. I think this is seed here, and I think this is a sales location, but maybe. Oh, herbicide right here. Look at that. We found her. We found her. Perfect. Now, we are leasing this, so I'm going to just stop right there. That was $2,600 worth. Probably a little more than we need, but we'll save what we don't need. Let's head over to that first field. We'll do it first, the big field, and then we will wait for them to finish over here, but we'll probably figure out a way to get that application of fertilizer down while we wait. Making good progress over here. They're flying. I love it. All right, here we go. Man, that's crazy town slow. Let's drop down to 12. They'll probably get done with... They'll probably get done planting before we get done with this going this slow, but we'll see. Actually, it'd be good if they did, because then we could have them come over here and do fertilizer with the spreader. Did our peas not grow? Are they there? Turn that off. They're just so small. You can't see them through these weeds. Crazy. Okay, well, I want to double check, though, that we are in a growth state. Yes, okay. Just got a little concerned there. Couldn't see our product in the ground, but they're just baby peas. Oh, looks like they're struggling turning around over there. That is a thing with that setup, so hopefully they get out of that. It seems like they've been stuck for a while. You got it. You got it, Courseplay. You guys got it. No issues at all. All right, we're almost done here. We have a little bit on the other side of the trees to do, but I think I'm a weeder guy. I don't think it's a laziness thing, or I don't think we can allow the laziness to take over, is what I'm saying. And it took, it's taking quite a time, and cost-wise, it's going to be a little bit more to use herbicide. So I don't necessarily think I want to do this anymore. So the other field we're definitely going to do with the weeder, and I'm going to see if the John Deere can pull it. That will be the plan. We will get this tractor on the spreader, and we'll have a worker take care of putting down fertilizer on this field to get that second application next. But I am going to just I'm just going to return it, because we're not going to keep the herbicide. That's the plan. And returned. The field, like the other thing that the field just looks terrible. Yeah, that's just too many weeds for me. I don't like the look of it. I like a clean field. We'll see how it looks when it completely grows out, but I think it's the right decision to move on from herbicide there. We are going to get one more, well, we'll probably get two more things of fertilizer just to be safe here. Getting low on cash, too. For Rutrow, we might have to go fishing. What are we looking at for a harvest? We got one more month at least. So yeah, we are going to have to do something to make a little bit of money. All right, we will hand this over to a worker real easy peasy. That'll get the second application of fertilizer going, and just out of sanity, we will double check that it is applying it. Interesting way to start there, bud. All right, there they go. Yeah, and it's taking. All right, so just a couple passes here. We're gonna let them finish that, and then we will get to weeding. All right, we are gonna put this right here, so I remember to spray it down. And let's grab the big weeder. I want to see if we can do this with the John Deere. All right, it is all the way down. Is it? Yes, it was. All right, we're going 11. Not terrible. We're able to handle it. Keep cruising along there. Could go a lot faster once we have more horsepower. Did want to check over here. Things are going good. Don't know where they're driving to. Workers confuse me. Like, why didn't they... I guess the headland will take care of that, and they're probably gonna... I don't know. I don't know why they're skipping this one. Interesting. There's probably some method to their madness. Let's keep going, keeping on. Yeah, and double checking the line of credit here. $4,500 is our payment, so we can get to May, but in May we need to make some money. And I don't think the dried soybeans are going to be on their way up yet. They're starting to climb, but they got a ways to go. 250 horsepower, and we're just underpowered. Okay, it makes sense. I wanted to double check that. And we had the transmission issue with the New Holland. So that's why New Holland is just a worker. I'm not running that New Holland anymore. We'll probably get rid of it eventually, but it is what it is. The thing with this going slow is the width is so nice that we're making good progress. And this is so much more enjoyable than the ups and downs speed that we're having with the New Holland. Sorry to gripe on the same thing, but I was like internally debating, should I just use the smaller weeder that we still have? Probably could get it done faster. What's that? That's not bad. 21% off. That's not great. Nothing really tempting me right now. And they're just about done with the fertilizer. I'm going to get them over here and see if it works now that we've changed the field state. And if not, we'll have to do it in May. Must have missed the notification. They are done over here. 830, but we have a little bit of fertilizer to pick up that's on the road here. I don't think if it didn't work while we're planting, it shouldn't work right now. So we'll see. I swear, but I switched to precision farming, but I swear this was changed at one point to not perform the way, or not behave the way it behaved today. But guys, let me know. I might be being completely ridiculous. Wouldn't be surprised. It's known to happen. All right, let's hit H. We're gonna, what? AI worker, field not ready for work. Yeah, okay, that is our answer. We put fertilizer down in February and it's April. We can't put fertilizer down yet. We are gonna finish the weeding here, and I think that's what we're gonna call it. I do want to get back to just doing a couple months per episode. That was the happy spot for me a long time ago, if not one, depending on what goes on with the month. But we're definitely gonna get to selling the soybeans and harvesting the canola next episode. Episode after that, we'll do the peas. Well, the peas might happen timing-wise. We'll have to figure that out. I think that's probably going to be July when that's ready. We'll let next episode take care of itself. But I'm going to finish this weeding. And I appreciate every single one of you. I'm Socksway Up. I will catch you on the next episode.